gonna be real with you. I'm nervous about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm nervous about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm very nervous about the remake. The trailers have been looking absolutely amazing. The casting looks fantastic. The costume design and the effects look amazing. I'ma be real. Daniel Day Kim as Fire Lord Ozai is. It's doing something to me. However, the creatives have just been talking about all the changes they've been making, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous. I'm very, very nervous. So, okay, so like they're making a lot of like character changes, and the thing is, a lot of these character changes are necessary for the character's growth. I'm gonna start with like the little ones first. And then we're gonna get to the really big one. So the first thing that they did, the first thing that they said that they changed, they are getting rid of Sokka's misogyny arc. They're apparently getting rid of Sokka's misogyny arc. Like, he's apparently not going to be sexist at the start of the series anymore. And for those of you who don't know, that's a big freaking part of his arc. A big part of his arc is that he starts off the series sexist. Like, and also, because like, and the thing is, it was like, oh, like, do you want him to be misogynist? Yes, at the very beginning, I do, because he learns from that. Literally, the Kyoshi Island episode is about him learning that being like a warrior, being a defender of your people is not locked behind whether or not you have a penis. He becomes better from this. So that was one thing that they said that they got rid of. Like, it's very important to his development. Because, like, yeah, no, like, he learns and he gets and he improves, and like I said, that early change of how he starts off as a misogynist to what it means to be a true warrior, a true leader, like for lack of hell, if you go into Korra, a true speaker for the people, a politician. He learns all of that, and it starts from there, and it leads him to being, like, debatably one of, if not the best character in Avatar. I'm sorry, that might be a hot take, but he's one of the best characters in Avatar because of his journey. And they're removing that very key part of his character flaw. So there's that. And then the next thing that happened that they changed is that they are apparently also getting rid of what they referred to as Katara's gender issues, quote unquote, the gender issues, which tells me is that they are getting rid of, I'll be real, I have a sinking suspicion this means they're getting rid of the gender-based caste system that the Northern Water Tribe had. I actually think this implies they're getting rid of the caste system that the Northern Water Tribe had, which again is important. It's important not only for the character, but literally Katara broke the caste system. Katara broke the caste system. Literally, her development, her becoming a waterbending master completely reshapes the politics of the Northern Water Tribe. Like, what? So, I'm I don't think they understand like how important these nuances are, the importance that it is for these characters. So like that happened, And then here was the biggest one. Here was the biggest one. And this makes no fucking sense to me. This is the big one for me. This is the really big one for me. So, they have said that Aang is basically not going to be going on funny side adventures, like wanting to swim with the elephant koi, or like see like the Great Divide or anything. He doesn't want to do like the globe trotting shit. He apparently is going to be very much super serious. I need to get to the North Pole. I need to train. I need to beat the Fire Lord, so on and so forth. Apparently what they have said is he is given the call to, he has been given the call to action, and he answers it wholeheartedly, and just will like, nope, this is all that matters. I need to be the Avatar. I need to save the world. Okay, but the Great Divide is born again. Dynamite. That's not the point, though. That's not the point. Chat. Y'all remember why Aang got frozen in the first place, right? He didn't want to be the Avatar. He didn't want the job. Literally, he just wanted to be a carefree kid. He didn't want the job. So if literally they're making it so that he is like super gun-ho about the call to action, then why the fuck did he leave? Why the fuck did he run away? His entire character journey is about learning to accept that he is the Avatar. And learning to shoulder the burden. Like, that's literally the series. That's literally his character. Like, what? What? Like, literally, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, if he's that adamant about, and like, so like, again, all of these things are, and the other thing is, it's not just like, oh, this is character assassination, because again, I don't know how bad it's going to be. I'm still going to watch the show. I'm still going to watch it. I love Avatar. I literally have a white lotus scraped into my skin as a tattoo. I literally have a white lotus engraved onto my freaking flesh. I'm going to watch the show, but this also leads to questions. If he does not care about like going on like the globe-trotting things, which are like seeing the elephant koi and like those jovial natures, or like seeing the unagi and things like that, that raises questions like, why the fuck are they going to Kyoshi Island? Why? In the original show, he's going there because he just wants to see the giant freaking fish. Like literally, like why are they going to Kyoshi Island? Why are they going to Kyoshi Island if he doesn't give a shit about like jovial shit? Like, why? Why do that? Like, what is the point? What is the point of like, are they just gonna skip like 80% of the show? Yeah, no, that's the thing. Even the minor changes they have made imply massive changes to the entire show. Like, literally, removing the, again, quote unquote, gender issues with Katara have huge implications for the entire world of the show. The freaking making Sokka not misogynistic at the beginning of the show makes it very, like, again, huge implications for the remainder of the show. Well, that was Zuko scene when he fights his father. We know for a fact that scene is happening. They have shown bits of it in the trailers. Just kidding. I was gonna say, if you tell me that they don't make Toph blind, I'm gonna be fucking livid. If they get okay, but Secret Tunnel is necessary. Secret Tunnel is necessary. So yeah, we get to see Zuko get fucking abused, but no Sokka growth, apparently. Apparently no Sokka growth. Like I said, I don't know, because these are the things that the showrunners are claiming, but I'm sitting here like, okay, but you're now removing half of the locations that they go to. Also, don't we see Ozai's first face in the first season? Oh yeah, but I'll be real. I don't give a shit about that. Daniel Day Kim, freaking Fire Lord Daddy. My God. Have you seen him? Like, come on. Look at him. Jesus Christ. I want to take a shot off of his pecs. Oh my God. I want to take a shot off of his pecs. I want to like set up a charcuterie board on his abs. Jesus Christ, look at him. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I don't give a shit that they showed him at the beginning. I don't care if that they didn't wait to show him. Oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ, they made him hot. And I think that's the thing that's confusing me. Like, chat, if you have seen the trailers, visually speaking, like casting, visuals are S tier. Like the visuals, the costume design, the locations, the visual effects, the overall casting is kind of S tier. So I don't understand why they were so adamant about being as close to the show visually as possible, but did not want to stick with the story. Yeah, did you hear that they'll be showing the slaughter of the air monks? Yeah, that's another thing. I don't need to see the genocide of the airbenders. Why the fuck do you want to show me the genocide of the airbenders? I don't need that shit. I don't need to see the genocide of the airbenders. Why the hell are you showing it? With the Zuko thing, it's because severe daddy issues trauma good. Misogyny spawned from being forced to grow up thinking he has to protect the village bad. That's the other thing. Okay. They have a pretty poor track record when it comes to adaptations. The thing is, Matt, they just had like 2 supposedly good adaptations. One Piece, really good. From what I've been told, Yu Yu Hakusho was really good. Not as good as One Piece, but still good. They're 2 for 2. How did this happen? And then the other thing is, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the other funny thing that I'm seeing. I'm already seeing people who are seeing this stuff. And you're gonna hear me use the word that I fucking hate. I'm already people claiming that this is wokeism. But here's the problem with that. With that. This is debatably the most anti-woke thing they could have done. And if you're like, what do you mean? Here's what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get like partially political, but it's important. But the politics of Avatar are important. So we're gonna go into the politics of Avatar. So here's why it's anti-woke. Anti-woke. All right, real quick, actual history lesson for y'all. What does woke actually mean? So we're going to ignore the opinions. We are going to ignore the opinions of stupid right-wingers who think woke just means making women, black people, or gay people important. We're going to ignore that because that definition is fucking dumb. What woke actually means is understanding that there are systemic issues that were mainly affecting race, but also affect things like income inequality, gender inequality, and racial inequality. It is basically appeasing a diverse audience. No, woke literally just means being aware that the system's kind of fucked. That's literally all it is. All that woke actually means is that the system is kind of fucked. And it namely fucks over poor people, people of color, women, and marginalized groups in general. That is literally all that it means. Anyone that tells you otherwise is a fucking moron. Sorry, I'm saying that. Anyone that says otherwise is a fucking moron. So, let's go back to the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. All right, let's address Sokka. Sokka grows up being one of the last remaining young adult men in his village because the rest of them left to fight a war, and he is basically told, you are the only person that can protect the village. You are the only person to protect the village. You're not the man of the house. You're the man of the town, which creates a very, very stressful very stressful and almost encourages a gender-based bias where it's like, I'm the man of the house. I am the only protector. Women, your job is to basically make clothes and make breakfast. And my job is to make sure that everything else runs perfectly fine. He learns from going to other cultures, such as Kyoshi Island, that no, this is not the case. Being a leader, being a warrior, being a true protector is not based on your gender. It's based off of ideals, based off of certain skill sets and things like that are not gender locked, that are not like freaking content locked behind what's in your pants. That's a pretty if that was made in modern day, I'd say that's a pretty woke awakening, wouldn't you say? Let's now go over to Katara and her quote-unquote gender issues. Katara is the first waterbender in generations born to the Southern Water Tribe. She is the only one, and there are no other ones that can teach her. The only ones that can teach her are the sister tribe up in the North Pole, to which she arrives and finds out, oh, it is a system that it is a government that has created an entire caste system around what's your gender. Oh, you're a waterbender and a male? You will be one of our great leaders and politicians, and you will also be our warriors and commanders of our armies and generals. Women, you're nurses. You're nurses and food and like housekeepers. And she actively says, this system is fucked, and decides to fight against that system and prove that no, women are capable warriors. Women are capable leaders. Again, if you're looking at that from a modern day perspective, I would argue, that's pretty woke, if you ask me. That's pretty dang woke, if you ask me. Now, here are the implications of removing all of those things. Here are the implications of removing all of those things. By removing Sokka's misogyny. You want to know what it kind of implies? That implies that that the writers believed if they made Sokka misogynistic, they don't believe he could not be misogynistic. Either he is or he isn't. There is no change. He cannot become a better person. Incapable. Things are the way they are. Same thing with if my theory is correct, and again, we do not know for a fact if this is the case. We do not know for a fact if this is the case. We do not know for the fact if this is the case. But if my theory is right, and the quote-unquote gender issues with Katara do in line with the whole gender-based caste system of the Northern Water Tribe. Again, by removing that implies that if they did implement it, the writers do not believe. The writers do not believe that the Water Tribe would have been capable of changing its ideals. It's either sexist, misogynistic caste system or not, and it can't change. Yeah, it's a deeply misanthropic line of thinking when you think about it. It's deeply misanthropic. It's kind of terrible. It's kind of terrible because the implication is these people can't fucking grow. And the same thing goes with Aang. By skipping over the very important aspect of Aang didn't want the job. That implies that they don't think that characters can develop. That implies that they don't believe people can change or improve for the better, which is very fucked up ways of thinking. I think it's because of the backlash I've seen a lot of. If the protagonist is problematic, you are also problematic. No! Character flaws are important! Character development is important for good stories. Yeah, it also says the writers have zero hope for our society. Yeah, seriously, again, I am hoping that I am wrong and that the showrunners just don't know how to interview. Because again, the casting looks amazing. The costume design, fantastic. The visuals, spot on. But when I hear these character and story beats that they're talking about, I am legitimately concerned. I am legitimately concerned because I'm like, it sounds like you guys watched the show and were like, we like the visual aesthetic but disagree with everything else about this show. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, this thing's gonna fucking bomb. Because the other thing is, like, I'll be real. If this bombs, there will be even more negative implications to that. Reminder chat, the showrunners for Avatar have launched their own studio to create more materials surrounding Avatar. Remember, these people are making an animated movie about the adult, about Aang and Team Avatar as adults. They're planning to do that. But also remember this. For a good chunk of both Hollywood and mainstream audiences, live action equals legitimacy. If this show bombs, it will affect the animated stuff that Avatar Studios is planning. Make no mistake, if this fucking bombs, it will affect it. Because, like, let's be real, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series, one of the greatest animated series of all time. Legend of Korra, I like it, but I know that Legend of Korra is very divisive amongst fans and stuff like that. So, and then, last live-action Avatar, we don't talk about, it didn't happen, and now we have this, which is has a lot of potential to also be terrible. So we have one really, really good thing, one divisive thing, one awful thing, and one potentially awful thing. So as sad as it sounds, Avatar don't got a good track record. Avatar don't have a good track record, and if this bombs, less people are gonna be interested in any other new Avatar stuff. So, like, I don't mean to use hyperbole, but I think it is safe to say this show needs to be at the very worst decent. It has to be good. It has to be great at best, decent at worst, or the IP, I legitimately believe, is in trouble. Doesn't they also do a comic series? They do, but the average person doesn't read them. Hell, the average Avatar enjoyer doesn't even read them. I know about the comic. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I know more Avatar enjoyers that know about the comics than actually read the comics. But, like, that's what I mean. That's my concern. I hope Avatar, I am hoping it doesn't fail, Biggles, but I ain't gonna lie, hearing these showrunners talk concerns me. And like I said, I will watch it. I will give it a chance. Because for all I know, they could change the story and it's still good. Like, make no mistake, they could change the story and the story is still good. The thing that they need to do is stop posting. Jesus Christ, yeah, seriously, these showrunners are killing the momentum. Everyone was so hyped for this show. And then the showrunners started talking. That was my rant. I've been ranting about this for like 30 fucking minutes. I've been ranting about this for like 30 fucking minutes. But, like, I was seeing all this shit, and I remembered showing you guys the trailer and how hyped I was. I was like, man, I gotta talk about this. Avatar: The Last Airbender was very important in my growth as a person. It was very, very important to me, like, in my formative years. So, yeah, no. Anyway, that was my rant. There you go, everybody.
A few minutes later.
Wait, the showrunners were inspired to make this series from Game of Thrones? No! Avatar is not Game of Thrones! Okay, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of reaching at the point where, yeah, no, I'm gonna say it. Game of Thrones has ruined television. Yeah, no, okay, I'm gonna say it. Game of Thrones has ruined television because everyone is trying to get their own fucking Game of Thrones. Like, can we move on? Can we move on from Game of Thrones and freaking Walking Dead? Please? Please?
Hello, viewers! My name is Dr. Redclaw with a fantastic new product for you. Are you tired of your Game of Hearts smelling like guacamole? Has brand risks cost you your businesses and social status? Have your titty milk minds run dry and you need something new to suckle on? Well, look no further, because I have a solution for you. Introducing JFJ brand snake oil from Gamersubs. This new flavor from Gamersubs is just the thing you need to keep you energized and taste good too, with a unique apple pie flavor. And what's better than that sweet taste of apple pie? Now you may be saying, snake oil sounds a bit sussy, doctor. What can you tell me about it? To which I say, what are you, a copy that asks too many questions? It's here, it's new, and if you use code REDCLAW at checkout, you can get it and all of your purchases for 10% off. Now, don't be sussy like that one commie in the chat and get your JFJ brand snake oil today. Seriously, my cart is full of this stuff. Please, I need to get it out of here. Buy it, please. Use the code.